Forewarned weather with Ashlee Baracy.
Well, good morning, folks. We are tracking some much needed rain pushing across lower Michigan, and so you can probably put the sprinklers on hold today. First time in a while. Low pressure is off to the west, and that's pushing through Chicago. You can see the two attached fronts, so enough instability that's going to keep rain chances in the forecast really off and on throughout much of the day. Exact Track 40 showing widespread rain from Lansing, Jackson on west, where we've had some heavier showers develop south of Kalamazoo and off towards Grand Rapids. But for those of us across southeast Michigan, mainly some light rain, but we do have a couple pockets that develop that are just a bit heavier. Before we zoom in to show you that, you can see most of the lightning strikes are down by South Bend, just kind of dancing along the state line in the southwestern part of lower Michigan. But flood advisory down into the South Bend area as well. So these are some soakers that are going to be crossing the area as we go throughout the morning. As far as the isolated heavy rainfall that we have right now, you have to go into a portion of Macomb County and just south of Lapeer to see the heavier stuff. We'll zoom in just a little bit closer. So this is going to be between Oxford and Lapeer, that heavier rain in Metamora. And then we also have some moderate pockets that have developed right around Chesterfield and close to Mount Clemens. And then otherwise, it's just a little light, steady rain. So temperatures, well, it's a warmer, milder start. We are about 10 degrees warmer because of that blanket of cloud cover through the overnight. So as we take a live look at Metro Airport, where it doesn't look too soggy there, but 69 degrees, 64 in Pontiac, 70 in Grosse Ile, and 61 in Port Huron. So anywhere from about 60 to 70 degrees is what you're waking up to today across southeastern Michigan. Let's plan out the rest of your day as we will be warming up low 80s this afternoon with the scattered rain chances persisting really through the afternoon and possibly into the evening. And I'll show you the timeline here and how this shapes up. So we have those scattered light showers to start. It does become a little more widespread heavy as we inch late morning into the lunch hour, and then there's going to be a little lull, I think probably about 2-3 o'clock. Before 4 o'clock onward we get a few more of those showers developing, and a couple of them could bring a heavy downpour, and it appears that we could have a few more on the east side between 9-10 before we really do dry things out through the overnight heading into your Wednesday, and we'll round up the work week on a drier note. The severe risk that was originally issued for southeast Michigan today has been pushed south of the state line, so that's good news. We could see some thunderstorms with heavy rain, but we don't anticipate anything severe. So isolated flash flood risk for today. Otherwise, those temperatures hovering very close to average as we round out the week. But check out the temperature outlook to round out the month going into Labor Day, a below average stretch. So we're going to get a little taste of fall-like temperatures, and you see it on the tail end of the 7-day forecast. So we will be in the 80s through Saturday, and then we dip into the 70s for highs. But what I really want to point out is that overnight low Sunday and Monday into the 50s. Darnell?
Yeah, but if you need to water the lawn, well, hey, Mother Nature will do it for you today. Satellite radar showing widespread showers ahead of that low pressure system. Warm front just kind of trickling along the state line. It's the trailing cold front that'll bring another round of showers and maybe some gusty winds later on today. Exact Track 40, steady light rain to start your day. So it's kind of a gloomy, soggy start. We are in the 60s, low 70s, but we will be getting into the 80s this afternoon. So a seasonal day, but plan for showers, Darnell.
Tsunami warning with Hawaii. They got waves from the tsunami about 4 to 5 feet. Maryland could see 11 feet high tall waves.
Well, you know, I think there is this mentality, oh, it's not going to make direct landfall on the U.S. and people might think it's not as much of a big deal. But I mean, I'll put the ruler on this system right now, and it is about 800 miles wide. I mean, you were to pick that up, I mean, it would engulf a whole state if you were to put that over.
A couple of states.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, it's a major hurricane, and those outer bands can pack a punch and do some damage even if the eye of the storm doesn't make the landfall. So the latest advisory that came out this morning put Hurricane Erin still at a Category 3 with sustained winds at 115 miles per hour. Now here's the good news. This is going to take a sharp northeasterly turn, so it won't make direct landfall, which would be catastrophic if it did as a Cat 3, and it'll quickly weaken into the open, cooler waters of the Atlantic as it pushes back to the northeast. However, those outer bands, like I mentioned, are more than 800 miles wide. And so from the center of the storm to about, I would say 80 miles out, that would bring hurricane force winds. But from the eye all the way to past 200 miles out, that will then bring tropical storm force winds. And that's going to be the wind field that we're looking at as it moves to the north and to then goes more northeast. But it'll be the outer banks. So the Carolinas, the eastern seaboard, even all the way up towards New York could get some of this as we head over the next couple of days. And so that's what we're tracking when it comes to the But back close to home, we're tracking rain on radar. So from Sandusky to Port Huron and even as far west as Jackson with a couple little dry slots here and there. Just some steady light rainfall at the moment, but we could get a few pockets that are a bit heavier. You see that here west of Lansing, so off towards Kalamazoo, and then down south of Coldwater, even into the northern tier of Indiana. Right along I-80 there. That's where we have some really heavy rain. Now, lightning strikes have dissipated as this pushed off of Lake Michigan, so I don't anticipate severe weather, but it could be kind of a soaker for you in some pockets that will be a little bit waterlogged as those showers roll through. So we'll continue to have more waves of this as it has easterly motion going throughout the morning. But the rest of your forecast is holding into a chance of showers even into late afternoon and evening, because what we're tracking is a low pressure system. Ahead of it is the warm front. That's what we're dealing with now, and then a cold front behind it. And so the cold front could trigger some more showers later on today. 82 for the afternoon high, hour by hour look. So you see by 11, still dealing with some of that heavier rain that right now is on the west side of the state. But then there's that lull. By the time we get to 4 o'clock onward, we could have a few scattered downpours crossing the area, but probably not quite as widespread as the activity that we're dealing with throughout the morning. So severe risk was pushed south of the state line for today. Now the light green indicates we could have some non-severe storms, but as far as severe weather, likely into Ohio and portions of Indiana.